Hey Gem fam, I am so excited to sit with you for your August 2019 reading. Like, whoa, how did July treat you? It was a really powerful month. I'm still in July actually as I'm filming this, but what a powerful time. I was really excited though when I sat down to look through the energy for gems in August. Because it's an interesting month and every sign's kind of going through something different. But for you guys, like the energy I realized was coming up was like this very flirtatious magnetic energy and playful energy. And I think gems have been kind of overdue for a feeling of fun and play and lightheartedness for a while. So I was really excited to see and feel that for you guys. To feel your playful, magnetic, energized, creative, free-spirited, mutable air quality, and the fact that I feel like you will be able to utilize that innate part of yourselves and feel that it's really being received well and connected well with everybody else. Leo season is always a really nice time for gems because Leo and Gemini, we get each other. I'm a Leo and I love you guys. You're all around me in my life, truly. It's wild sometimes how many gems are in my life. But Leo energy for you, which there's a ton of it. We have a new moon on July 31st and Mercury goes direct that same day, but that's still in Cancer. We also have Mercury moving back into Leo on August 11th. We have Venus in Leo. We have Mars in Leo. We have all this energy in Leo at the beginning of the month. Jupiter is going direct in Sagittarius on August 11th, and a card just fell, and it's death. Super fun and playful, right, you guys? You've been working with that death energy for so long. It's really interesting. So you have all this energy moving with you. That's, and it's your throat chakra energy. It's energy that you connect with, the way you use your voice, the way you engage, and the way you communicate. It's all getting lit up by all this beautiful Leo energy. Four of Cups. Okay, we're having some reflection going on here. Uranus is also going to start a retrograde in Taurus on August 11th, and that'll last for the rest of this year, that retrograde. But that's kind of a nice retrograde. It's subtle in the background. Five of Cups. Whoa. Okay. What is going on, you guys? I have all this playful energy, and yet the cards are coming up with a heaviness. The moon. Very interesting. One of the other notes I had for you, and I'm going to look at it right now, is this is a really important time. As much as there's that flirtatious, playful energy at work with you. Five of Swords. This is also a time for you to be very clear about setting your intentions. Nine of Cups. Big shift there, isn't there? Yeah. Oh, gosh. You guys, I'm sorry. I am all over the place today. Ten of Pentacles. I gotta take a breath. I'm letting the Gemini high energy get to me a little bit. And Judgment. Okay. One more card. This is a really important time to think about where you want to put and focus your energy. Three of Swords. Okay. Okay. You want to be focusing on where you want to build bridges and where you want to connect, right? So we have all this Leo energy. Then the energy really starts to pour into Virgo as we get to the second half of the month. So we have a new moon in Leo on the 31st. So that's in your third house. We have a full moon in Aquarius on the 15th, which is in your ninth house of your visions, your belief systems, and your long-range visionary plans. So that's going to be a pretty intense moon for you gems out there. And at the end of the month, we have a new moon in Virgo on August 30th, tying into your fourth house. And as the energy moves into Virgo, and as we get into the last week or two of the month, you're going to be looking more and more at your home space and where you feel safe in your home and where you feel safe in your emotional life. So I still do think that this is going to be a playful, creative, inventive month for you guys. But this is what I'm noticing about August in general for all of the signs. There's this really playful, fun energy in August. Like collectively, there's on the surface and the way things are moving, there's this playful, creative energy where we're moving and we're talking and we're creating, all of us. But underneath that, there is some really deep healing going on for a lot of signs. And so the two are working together. And I think, this is an important point and moment where maybe we can talk through this, because Gems, I know you guys have gotten discouraged by the way things have been working through. It's been really intensive for you for a long time. There's been a lot of demand for you to work through these like crazy shifts and deal with healing and checking in with yourselves and all of that. I know it's been really intense for you. But I think one of the things that I've noticed in the work that I do and in life in general is that often when we are getting our greatest, happiest, most hopeful, joyful times in life, where we're getting the manifestations, we are simultaneously working with those parts of ourselves that are afraid to believe in the safety and the warmth of the world, that are afraid to let go of the rope and trust into the process. And so often when things are going their best and when things are pushing us to become our best versions and to build into what we want to be next, that's when these darker or these heavier voices want to come in. And that's what I'm kind of noticing with you, because these first 4 cards are all water-based cards. Death, 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups, and the Moon. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are out there looking at this and thinking, oh God, here we go. August is going to be a long, cold, hard, emotional, windswept, barren moor of, of hell. But I don't see that. What I see here is soul engagement. What I see here is taking the time. Taking the pressure off your airy Gemini, feeling you need to be moving and shaking and doing and creating and talking and everything. Taking that pressure off of yourself and communing with your soul. Your soul has this beautiful voice. It has a song that it sings. And it's a voice you can sometimes hear in the world when you slow down and you listen in. But it's a voice that doesn't, it's beyond this world. It's ethereal. It is cosmically guided. And I think it's often misunderstood in this physical world, right? We misunderstand it ourselves. We're like, why does it want to be heard right now? I don't want to listen to it. Your soul is giving you this song. It is singing a song. And that song is asking you, where do you really want to put your energy? Where do you really want to love? Where do you really want to be using your charisma, using your magnetism? Do you want to be using it on the people that you have in your past? Do you want to be using it on the scenarios from last year or even 3 months ago? Your soul voice is going to say, no, I want to find out what this cup in the distance is. I want to find out what it looks like to become something different. I want to find out what it means to be new. I want to find out. I want to explore. I want to go there. Now, the deal with that kind of transformation is that you have to hear your soul song. You have to hear your soul song. You have to hear where you grieve. You have to hear where your soul is howling at the moon to release. To be cracked open wide to the world requires sitting and listening to the howl of the soul voice crack you open. That is the way. That is the way to the good stuff. We think it's through pushing forward, making things happen, avoiding all of this watery, intuitive, slow down energy. But the best stuff is almost always lingers through this deep, beautiful hallway. It's a banquet. It's a banquet of transformation, and you are being asked and guided to go through that. Now, like I said, one of the things that's coming up for gems, yes, you're magnetic, yes, you're playful, yes, you can use your voice and your thoughts to be in different scenarios and situations that you want to be in. But you've got to be discerning about where you want to put that. You know, Five of Swords energy, it's kind of icky, right? It's those icky situations where you don't know who you can trust. You don't know if people are actually going to be consistent or show up with you. And maybe you don't know if you want to be consistent and show up with those people, right? The Five of Swords, when it's coming up, for me, I always say there's something coming up with certain situations that are giving you this feeling and that are bringing about this sense of feeling ill at ease, feeling uncertain. And part of this emotional landscape we have at the base of this reading, I think, is pinging up with this, because you're going to be feeling that heavier in places that are feeling some of this Five of Swords energy. You are going to be feeling the need to let it go and release it, where this Five of Swords is coming up, and you know exactly anything that this is. Or you feel like something hasn't been addressed, or you feel like something, every time you try to communicate, it doesn't really work. One thing to kind of keep in mind is your ruling planet had just stations direct on July 31st, and August is post-shadow phase. And I often find post-shadow phase can be almost a little bit more tumultuous sometimes than the retrograde itself, because what we're doing then is we're going forward. Mercury is retracing his steps through the retrograde he just did forward into forward motion again, so we're going back over it but in forward motion. So everything that you took from July, you're now applying in August, and sometimes that can feel a little bit onerous, it can feel a little overwhelming, and even sometimes a little bit more confusing. So kind of keep that in mind with this kind of deeper, heavier energy going on here. Is your ruling planet's still doing the work. But here's what's really cool. So we have this huge, deep soul song going on with you guys, but where is it leading? Nine of Cups and Ten of Pentacles. You guys have a very complex, dualistic reading today, my friends. But these cards are what you want, right? Emotional stability, financial stability, safety, well-being, ease, long-range vision, connectedness, knowing. Now, here's what's interesting, though, right? I mean, these beautiful cards of emotional and financial stability are surrounded by cards of transformation. And you can't get these emotionally stable cards, the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, if you stay in the Five of Swords, right? If you keep choosing such scenarios that feel like the Five of Swords, you'll never really get to those Nine of Cups, Ten of Pentacles things, right? So this is where setting your intentions with where you want to put your magnetism and charisma is really important, and to check in with what's working for you or not. And that's why your soul is speaking to you so loudly this month. And Judgment is speaking to this too, because Judgment is a release card. It's a card that I deeply associate with freedom, because it's tied to Pluto. And Pluto is this planet, yes, he's the god of the underworld and death and transformation. He's also the god of like obsession and power. And Judgment is specifically a release from where we judge ourselves and where we have obsession and power. It's a release from holding on to things that we want to have obsession and power over. And for you, what I'm noticing is there may be something that's pulling at you that you feel like you don't have control over, that you don't have like the final say in maybe a person that you care about, or maybe a job that you care about, or maybe a career thing that you care about. You are wanting to have all this control. But everything about this month and the way the energy is working with you is saying you can't control it via your mind that way. You've got to listen to your soul song and trust in that. And you also have to remember what feels good. Where does putting your Gemini energy feel good? This is also about making peace with the past and finding grace and release from any old traumas. Now, Three of Swords is here at the top, and this is a complex card. It's very misunderstood, I think, a lot of times in tarot readings. I know people get a little freaked out when they see the Three of Swords, because it's like, oh no, it means it's going to be a really hard heartbreak month. But I think the Three of Swords with gems makes so much sense because it's a swords card, so it means that it has to do with our intellect. And the Three of Swords is often where we hurt ourselves, where we stab ourselves over and over again with repetitive patterning. 3 is a number of creation, right? So it's our creative force. And what do we create when we stick with old patterns? What do we create when we choose the same thing over and over again? We create this painful dynamic. So one of the things with the energy being in your 3rd house of communication and then into your 4th house of your home and your secret space, very much represented by the moon here, you're being asked to really look at your patterning this month and change it and choose differently. Choose differently. Yes. And the Three of Swords is about our self-referential cycling through, right? And what's so interesting is it's all a mirage in some ways. This is the real stuff right here. This is the heart and soul of what's really happening in your life. All the other cards in this reading are your internal landscape. And where that's taking you, which is to question where you hurt yourself, where you pull yourself and you smash your head against that wall, and to release it. This is a fantastic month for freedom from any patterning that's not serving you anymore. I have a few affirmations for you guys for this August, for this visionary and very powerful and intense August. So here we go. I attract amazing opportunities and people to me. I am magnetic and life surprises me with ease and joy. I nurture those experiences that feel good. I have everything I need to make changes in my life in a positive direction. And that is what I want you to focus on. When you hear your soul song this month, take that song and put it on the road of this 9 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. Choose this road. Choose this path. Know that it takes bravery to choose this path, but it is worth it. The courage to take a different type of step, take a different type of road is very real. And those points in time when we choose it are some of the scariest and most isolating and sometimes most frightening times of our lives. But as soon as we're on that path, as soon as we've made that call, we realize it is the best thing we've done for ourselves in a long time. I am sending you guys so much love. I really do love you to the moon and back. You've played such an integral role in my life, and I love you. You can find me on Instagram at Sarah Verba. I would love to see you there. You can also find me on my website and with my email. I'll leave the links for all of that in the description box. I'm still working on my schedule for the last part of the year, so stay tuned for that, and you can email me if you want to get on the list for when I open up those sessions. I'll leave all that info below. I'm also wearing PinkLune's gorgeous crown. This is my lapis crown. I love it. It makes me feel so safe and nurtured. So you can go check out her store. She makes amazing stuff. So I will leave her Etsy link below. I'm sending you guys so much love. I will see you in September for more beauty, for more revolution. Take good care of yourselves. I'll see you in September.